important to whenever you want to create a tables. Okay, and in this integer data types we discussed guys here, and these are the fixed data types. Okay, and storing your integer, and the difference is what it is I was explaining to you. Okay, the range wise and occupation of memory wise, it was classified into 4 types. Okay, right. And the next one is called as a decimal data type. Secondly, decimal data types. Okay, so basically guys here, these data types are using for, so whenever you want to store some float expression values, okay, storing some decimal point values. So like a float expressions. So the kind of data whenever you want to store here, then we are using decimal data types. Then we are using what now? Decimal data types. So storing the decimal point of values. But in this decimal data type, if you see this, this data type is having the 2 arguments like p comma s. So this data type is having p comma s. The 2 arguments it was having this data type. So one is P and one is called as a S. So what is a P and S means? Here P stands for precision and S stands for scale. So the P stands for precision and the S stands for scale. Okay, now? So this is what we call as a P comma S. 2 arguments are having in this decimal data types. Okay, and the precision is nothing but guys here how we know and what is my precision in this expression. If I want to know guys here, so just observe, it was going to be counting the number of digits, okay, digits, including left and right side, of a decimal point, okay, a decimal point in the given expression. So here the point is what now? So now we need to go to check out here. So I need to check out precision. How I need to calculate my precision means it was counting the number of digits, including of left and right side of a decimal point in the given expression. So whatever the expression are given there, in that expression, the decimal point left side and decimal point right side, how many number of digits are there in the expression? So the total count of digits is called as a precision. The total count of digits is called as a precision. Okay, now, so for example, if I'm going to ask them here, the one of my expression is 56.23 is the one decimal expression I was given now. So in this decimal expression, 56.23, this is my expression, okay? In this expression, can you find out guys here? So how many number of digits are there, including of left side of decimal point and right side of decimal point? So if I'm asking in this expression, what about your precision? If I'm asking here, okay, my precision is equals to 4. So because of reason, the precision is nothing but it's counting number of digits. So number of digits in the left side of decimal point and right side of the decimal point. So the both it was going to be, okay, counting here. Okay, so can you tell me guys here, the left side, how many digits are there after decimal point before? So 2 digits in the left side, and in the right side, we have it 2 digits. So 2 plus 2, the 4 digits we have it here. So this is the total counting is called as the precision. Okay, now in the same to same, when I'm going to take here the another expression, for example, okay, so I'm saying here one more expression, so 56.3.90. So in this expression, if I'm going to asking guys here, what about my precision? If I'm asking here, the precision is equals to how much guys here? The total, including of left and right side, total how many number of digits are there guys? Yeah, total number of digits are 5. So that is what we call as a precision. Okay, now in the same to same, when I come to what about scale? When I come to what about scale? The scale is nothing but guys here. Okay, the scale is nothing but so counting the right side of a decimal point, right side digits, right side digits of a decimal point. So in this case, so the scale is nothing but, guys, here it will be going to counting only the right side digits are counting. So in the right side, okay, can you see, for example, in my expression, suppose I'm giving here 56.23, I was given there. So if I'm going to asking what about scale in this expression, can you tell me, guys, here the right side of how many digits we have in the right side? Yes, we have here 2 digits are there, so scale was 2. So scale was 2. But if I'm asking in this expression, what about your precision? If I'm asking precision, so tell me, guys, here the precision, how much in this expression? 4. So precision is nothing but, simply remember, counting of all digits, including left side and right side of a decimal point. That is called a precision. And scale is nothing but just the right side counts only. It's just counting your right side only. So right side is how much? 2. Okay, now this is what we call. For example, in the next example, if I want to come out and see here, so some expression I was given here. Okay, this is what. If I'm asking into this expression, what about scale? If I'm asking, guys, here, so can you tell me what is the scale in this expression? Yes, my scale was 3. And if I'm going to ask, guys, here the precision, so what is the precision in this? Yeah, the precision value is 8. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so in this way the precision and scale values will be counting here. Okay, but every precision and scale value purpose, internally it will be storing some memory. Okay, how it was storing the memory internally? Okay, means here observe. So now let me come out this table. You can see, if you see this table, and your precisions are there and stored memory. So your precision 1 to 9, that means your entire the expression was having 1 to 9. It will occupy your 5 bytes of memory. Okay. In the same pattern, if it is having 10 to 19 precision, okay, your expression is having your 10 to 19, then it will take 9 bytes of memory it was allocated. And your precision is 20 to 28, then 13 bytes of memory is going to be allocated here. And your precision is a 29 to 38, then it was allocated here. 17 bytes of memory is going to be allocated here. Okay, now, so based on the precisions, okay, based on the precision, then the storage memory will be changing here. So in this particular range, when your precision is 1 to 9, then it will take 5 bytes, and 10 to 19, 9 bytes, 20 to 28, 13 bytes, 29 to 38, 17 bytes. Okay, now, so like this, it will be taking to accepting here. This is called as a decimal data types, the use here. And the next one is called as a money data types. So money data types, okay, it is also same look like a decimal data types. It is also same look like a decimal data types, but storing here, okay, decimal expressions, decimal values only. Here also storing decimal values. But what it was happening, guys, here, storing decimal values in the form of, okay, in the form of what now? Currency. In the form of a currency. So currency means here, suppose if I'm not giving any, okay, suppose if I'm giving, for example, 25 rupees exactly. So when I'm inserting the 25 rupees, then when I'm inserting 25 rupees, then it will be storing under money data types. How it was storing means 25.00. So that means here 00, okay, after decimal point, whatever the paisa was there, the paisa values are automatically defined by money. Okay, now, so we are not going to give any paisa just exactly rupee, like a 25 rupees, 150 rupees, 200 rupees if I'm giving now, then when I'm inserting 25 rupees means 25. But when it was storing under money data type columns, how it was storing means it is a currency format. It will be stored rupees format. So like 25.00. So, but I'm inserting here 25. Okay, now I'm inserting here 25. But here it will be storing here 25.00. So when I inserting, okay, one integer type of value, then integer we are inserting here, but it will be storing as a money, okay, money format, it will be stored. Okay, now, so this is the way the money data types are going to be stored. Okay, so I will show you, don't worry, when I'm going to design my tables, at the time I will store it here. Okay, suppose if I sending here, for example, this is what without paisa. Suppose I'm pricing here, for example, 25 rupees. Okay, suppose 115 paisa I'm inserting here. Then exactly that amount will be taken here, 25.15. So it means what now? When we didn't send the paisa, that means right side digits of decimal points, whenever we didn't send it here, then it will take by default 0.00. It will be taking like, okay, paisa representation it will take. But if suppose are you giving including rupee and paisa, then exactly that value will be stored here. Okay, so whenever we are not inserting the paisa value, okay, if you're sending just like an integer type of data, then that integer type of data automatically converting into what type here, currency type or rupee type, it will be converted. Okay, now, so but if I am giving like this, yes, as usual, it will be accepted. Okay, that is money data type category we called. But in this money data type, again, two types of it was classified, guys. One is called as a small money and what is called as a money. So small money is having some range up to the negative to positive range of values we can store. And here storage bytes of memory, 4 bytes it will be occupied. And money data types are going to be taking this much of the range of money data type, and it was occupied 8 bytes of memory, it will be occupied here. So money data types, again here, the two types of, okay, it will be classified here. One is called a small money and money. Then this data types also, how it was classified means based on the range and storage memory. Okay, now, so it will be work like this. So now, the next category of data types are called as a date and times. Okay, don't worry guys, these all are we will see when we're designing our table. I will show you, okay, how these data types we are using. Okay, now, right. So date and time. So these data types are storing, okay, date and also time information, date and time information of a particular okay day. So a particular day, okay, date and time information, suppose we need to store here. So there we need to use here date and time data types are we can to use it. So this date and times, whenever I'm using guys here in the different formats in this, we have it here. And those are, so date is a simple and it is also time is there. And next one is called as a date time. Okay, this is called as a date time. Now, date, time, and date time. So most often we are using these data types here. So come to your date data type. If I'm using this, so what it will going to do means storing, okay, date information only. Storing date information only. And by default in SQL Server, okay, so what is the default date format? If anybody asks you, okay, so we have default date format of SQL Server is, so open single quotes compulsory guys here. We should open our single quotes and we need to give it here y. So we can give it y. So here, okay, slash month slash and dd, and now close here. So this is here representation compulsory. We should give it like this here. So whenever you want to store your date, okay, your information, or date information, okay, in this data type column, then we have to send like yyyy/mmm/dd. Okay, now, this is what. But this data type, how much memory is going to be occupied means here. So it will be occupied here. It will be occupied here 3 bytes of memory. So date format of data, that means a date format or date information, when I want to store it here, it will occupy here, the 3 bytes of memory will occupy for your date expression. Okay, this is what we call a date. Come out, yes, see the time. So time will be storing, guys, here, the storing just only time information, it will be stored. It will be storing time information only. So in this time information, okay, what is the default time is means? The default time, okay, in SQL server is, so we can say like 12:00:00, okay, so AM 2. Otherwise, even though we can say this exactly 12:00:00 AM, even though we can go to say, guys, here, okay, even though sometimes we are taking 00:00:00. Okay, now, so this is also we call as, it's a default time, we can go to check it out. It's a default time, we can go to check it out. Okay, now, right? And this time data type will be occupied how much? Okay, what we can say, guys, here, memory means it will be occupied here, the 5 bytes of memory it will occupy. It will occupy 5 bytes of memory. Okay, now, right? So next one is called as a date and time. So date and time, so date time, that is called, that means in this expression, when I'm using this data type on particular column, so I can store. So complete, that means date as well as time, both I'm going to store in one single column. Okay, so like simply we can say, guys, you're storing, so date and also time information, so both I'm storing here. And what is the default for this means? Your default, okay, date time data type is, so directly I'm writing, so yyyy/mm/dd space here mi, okay, colon seconds and milliseconds. Okay, now, so this is, I didn't give it milliseconds. If you give a milliseconds, you can give it like this. If you give a milliseconds, you can give it like this. Okay, now, right? So now this is what now we called as, guys, here, so date and time default format here. And this data type, guys, here, how much it will be occupied? So it will occupy how much means here 8 bytes of memory it will be occupied. Okay, so 8 bytes, how it is means, can you see the date information will occupy 3 bytes and time information will occupy 5 bytes. The combination of these two, it will occupy 8 bytes of memory. The combination of two, it will be occupied 8 bytes of memory. Okay, now, so this is what we call as a date time and date time. Okay, so maximum. Okay, very often these are we are using in our database columns. Okay, database table columns. Okay, right. And the next one is, guys, here, the most important data types are string or characters. String or characters. Okay, now, right. Yeah, basically string or character, these data types are which type of data can be stored in this data types columns. Okay, for example, I'm going to asking to you one, guys. Suppose I'm creating one column like an e-name, and now here I'm passing here the char of 10. Okay, data type I was given now. So this is one table column, guys, here e-name, and on this e-name column I'm using here char of some size I was given now. So this is a character data type column. Now on this or into this column, if I want to insert some name, okay, let you see I'm inserting some name here. For example, here I'm inserting Smith. The Smith, the name I try to inserting into this column. Then what happened, guys, here? The name Smith, can I insert into this character data type column or not? Is it allowed or not? What is your guessing, guys? Louder, not louder. Yeah. So many people, what they expected here, it was allowed. So many people, what they expected here, it is allowed. But unfortunately, guys, here, it is not allowed. It was showing error. It is not allowed. It was showing error. So the point is what now? So why, sir, Smith is a characters now? When I inserted these characters into this ename column, then why it was showing error? Then why it was showing error? Okay, but the same Smith, if I'm giving here, if the same Smith, if I'm giving here, so with the help of single quotes, when I'm giving here, then this will be allowed successfully. So this is allowed successfully. So can you tell me, guys, here the name is same, the both names are same. Here also I'm seeing Smith and here also I'm giving Smith. But when I'm inserting the Smith and Smith, but here it is showing error, but it is accepted here. Okay, now. So that means, what is the differences between here Smith and this one? Can you find out, guys, here? Is there any differences in between these two? Is there any differences you find out in this? Did you find out any differences in this two? Yes, definitely. So the difference is what now, guys, here? Can you see here? I'm inserting Smith and the Smith is not accepted and it was showing error. Okay, but here the same Smith, if I'm inserting along with my single quotes and it is allowed. It is allowed. Okay, now. So here, what is the differences means? This is just characters. And this is not a characters. This is called as a string. This is called as a string. So that means character or string data types are allowed. Which kind of data? String format data only. Which type of data? String format data only. Because so many people, what they expected here, guys. So is it character data types now? So it was accepting only characters. Okay, it was accepting only characters. So that kind of, there will be expectation. But remember, it's absolutely wrong. So whenever you want to solve this, so character data types never store characters. The character data types storing string format of data. This is very, very important point too, guys. So simply we can say storing which format? String format, okay, data only. Okay, and here in the database, the string can be represented. String can be represented with a single quotes. String will be representing with the single quotes. Okay, but in the front end side, you people, you're using double quotes, but double quotes are not allowed in this database. So we always taking single quotes only. Okay, now this is what, and this is very, very important point to remember. Okay, but in this character data types, guys, here, okay, in this character data types, again, these data types are classified into two types of categories. See, the first category we called as the non-Unicode data types is the first one, and the second one is called as a Unicode data types. Unicode data types. So here, uni and non-uni. So what is the differences between Unicode and non-Unicode here? Okay, let me see the differences we will discuss. So first one is non-Unicode data types. Okay, now. So non-Unicode data types. And here one more point here, your date and time also, when you want inserting single quotes are compulsory, guys, here. So that point I forgot it, but single quotes are compulsory, we should use. So I'm using single quotes. Can you see now? Without single quotes, you can't insert it here. Okay, right. So now, come to uni and non-Unicode. What is the differences here means? The first we will discuss non-unique code. So non-Unicode data types are, these data types are storing, okay, storing localized data. So localized data. So localized data, it means that what's it means that it was storing here English language culture data only stored here. English language culture data only you can store it. And that is called as a localized data. So how can you say English language is a localized means? Simple reason, guys, here. For example, in our India, there are so many states are there. So every state is having its own local language. Every state is having its own local language. So how we can say every state is having its own local language? The same as all over the world, when you want to comparing here, there are so many countries and so many different languages we have it. Okay, but if I want to ask you what is the local language of the world means, everyone's saying that English. So, but in India also, there are different states. Every state is having its own local language. But what is the local language of India? If anybody asks you, what is the local language of India? If anybody asks you, then we are calling like a Hindi. So Hindi is our local language of country because that is a national language we represented. So every national language of the country is called as a local language of the country. Okay. So every state wise having their own languages, but overall, if I'm asking the country wise, so Telugu people saying Hindi, Marathi people saying Hindi, Bengali people are saying Hindi, Tamil people are saying Hindi, any language people, they said Hindi. Okay, that is called a local of India. So same as in a universe also, so many countries we have. So in every country having their own national languages, like a Chinese, okay, so some Dutch, French, France, okay, some Arabic languages, like so many are there. So in the so many categories of things, okay, in the so many categories of things, okay, so that is only countries wise. But if I say the local language of the world, then we call this simply English. English is the local language of the world. And these language culture data, whenever they want to store, they're using what now? Non-Unicode data types. Okay, now? So, and these data types are, again, 3 types it was converted, guys. One is called as a care of size. One more is called as a varchar of size or max. Okay, and one more we called as a text. This is non-Unicode. So whereas what about Unicode, sir? So uni, you see the name also we can carefully observe, non-uni, that means non-universal supported code. Code is nothing but what now? Characters. So non-universal supported characters. That is what we called as a localized here. Non-universal supported characters. It's called as a localized. Here, what about Unicode? Unicode means what now? Universal supported characters. So that's why what the people will say, these data types are going to be stored, guys, here. The globalized data will be stored, guys, here. Globalized data. And your globalized data means what? It means that all national languages, which is officially representing, so those official national languages, how many are there? All official national languages are going to be, our languages characters is going to be storing under Unicode data types. Okay, now, and in this, you can see, again, we have 3 data types here. So first one is called as a nchar of size. And the second one is called as a nvarchar. n varchar of size or max. And next we call as n text. So can you see guys here, every data type before we have n, n, n. So here so many people are asking, what does it mean by n? Here n stands for, or n mean by, okay, here n stands for what now? National language. Here what is the n stands for here? National languages. So these are the differences of non-Unicode and universal supported data types and the non-universal supported data types. Okay, now, right. And now we will check out here how these data types are working. How these data types are working. Okay, let me see one by one. I will explain to you. Okay, the first thing is guys here. Okay, character data types we will discuss first. Non-Unicode I will discuss with you. So once you get this one, you will get this idea also. Okay, so character data types first of all. So what is char of size? Okay, so character data types guys here, simply I can say it is a fixed length data type we call as fixed length data type. Okay, so and it is a fixed length even though we call it as it is a static data type. It is the nature of static. So can you tell me guys here what does it mean by static? Static means can we change or we cannot change? Come on guys, what's the mean by static? Static means can we change or we cannot change? Yes, we cannot change. So that means whenever we are going to be presenting the size of data type, the size of the data type we cannot change at your runtime level, or else we can say execution level, we cannot. So the kind of data types are called as a fixed length data types we called. Okay now. So now, and this data type, okay, what we said here, storing this data type storing. So non-Unicode characters. So in the form of every one char is equals to, it will take 1 byte of memory. Every one char is equals to, it will take 1 byte of memory. So that means every character purpose, it will take 1 byte of memory allocating by the system. Okay, now that is the way of arranging and storing of your characters. Okay, now so every one character will take 1 byte of memory. Okay, like this. How many number of characters, okay, I can store under character data type column? Okay, means so your max size is 8,000 characters, guys. How many characters? 8,000 characters I can store it in this. 8,000 characters I can store. So this is character data type. But what is the differences here, sir? Okay, and why this character data type after the people was introducing varchar means? Yeah, there is one problem is there, guys. Here, there is one problem is there. The problem is what now? Let you come out and see. For example, I want to take one example. Suppose I'm taking here employee name column and I was given the char of 10 size I was given. So I was given char of 10 size I was given. So it means that whatever the size was given by user at the time of your column creation, okay. So in this column, how many number of characters name I can store means up to 10 characters names only I can store. Up to 10 characters name. But more than 10 characters name, I cannot store it here. More than 10 characters name, I cannot store it here. Okay now. So for example, let me see. If I'm storing one of my expression here is hello. So hello is one name I'm storing into this column. So can you tell me guys here, this hello string, can I store in this column? Is it sufficient memory to me? Yes, I can store hello. Hello I can store. But sir, what it was happening for this hello purpose, how much memory is going to be allocated means it was allocating 10 bytes of memory, it will allocate it. this expression purpose, it was allocating 10 bytes, because why sir 10 bytes means here I was given 10 bytes of memory. Okay, here I was given 10 bytes of memory. So by this reason, what it was happened, out of 10 bytes, okay, how many bytes will take here? This expression, how many bytes will take here out of 10 bytes? It will take here 5 bytes of memory it will take. So 5 bytes will take means in the remaining 5 bytes of memory, what it was going to be happen guys here? The remaining 5 bytes, yes, wasted. The remaining 5 bytes will be wasted. So like this, let me see, I will show you some diagrammatical explanation for your understanding. Okay, can you see this diagram now? Can you see this diagram? Okay, so let us take and find out here my diagram now. Okay, so diagram, carefully find out here, so you will get some idea. So in this data type, you can see guys here, okay, in this data type, you can see carefully you can see here fixed length data type. So name and char of 10 I was given guys here. So first expression hello, the hello is going to be storing under this data type column, because your size was 10 and your number of characters 5, so it is accepted. But this expression purpose, as per the given size, how much you given the size here, as per the size, it was allocating the 10 bytes of memory. But out of 10 bytes of memory, each character will take 1 byte of memory. So that means HELLO. So total 5 bytes will occupied, and the remaining 5 bytes are wasted here. Okay now? So this is first expression. Come to second expression. Now I inserted hell. Hell is also accepting into this column. So nothing problem, because yeah, this column data type is 10. So it will be accepted, nothing problem. But this hell purpose also, your system is allocating how many bytes? 10 bytes only. Again, it was allocating 10 bytes of memory. And out of 10 bytes of memory, it was occupied 3 bytes of memory. And it means that the remaining 7 bytes of memory is wasted. So in the same pattern, when I insert he is also accepted. And 2 characters of he is accepted. But this he purpose is also allocating 10 bytes of memory, and 2 bytes occupied, remain 8 bytes of memory is wasted here. So this is called as what now? Wastage of memory. So in my 3 expressions, I wasted total how many bytes guys here? So here I wasted 5 bytes, here I wasted 7 bytes, and here I wasted 8 bytes. So total almost 20 bytes of memory we wasted. So these 24 bytes of memory are wasted for how many expressions? Only 3 expressions purpose. That means 3 names purpose, you wasted 20 bytes of memory. So this is one of the biggest problem guys here in this fixed length data type, or we call it as a static length. Okay, so to overcome this problem, the people was introducing the next data type is called as a varchar of max or varchar of size data type. So this data type advantage is what now guys here, this is called as a variable length data type we call, okay, and it is called as a dynamic data type we call. And the remaining things are same, storing, okay, non-Unicode characters, that's fine here, okay. But here 2 things are there in this. Yeah, can you see I'm going to using varchar of size or varchar of max. The differences of size and max, what it is means, if I'm using varchar of size, then maximum characters limit is 8,000 characters I can accept. So more than 8,000 characters of name I cannot insert here. Okay now? So more than 8,000 characters of name I cannot insert here. So when I'm using varchar of size. But when I'm using here the varchar of max, if I'm using guys here, so it will be up to 2 GB you can go to allocate them. So how much here? 2 GB memory. So, but out of 2 GB memory, we are not using 2 GB. Out of 2 GB, how much you want it? Dynamic, na? It is a dynamic. So dynamic means what now? How much you want it, that much only I can save or I can store. remaining thing will be saving here. So that's why here 8,000 characters I can save, I can store in size. If I'm using max, my limit is 2 GB. So up to 2 GB memory I can use. Okay, that means in up to 2 GB memory, how many number of characters can I fit? Can I store it? Okay, so that much you can give it here. Okay, now that is what. But your advantage of varchar is what now, guys? Here dynamic. So that's why your memory save dynamic and your memory save. So how it was saving memory means just come out and see my diagram. The same thing. Can you come to diagram here? Yes. So here I send here also I was given 10 size. Okay, now. So that means here also I can insert. How many number of characters name? 10 characters name only I can insert, because I was given user is defined how much you want it. So up to that much characters only I can insert, but more than 10 characters I cannot insert here also. Okay, because here also my limit is 10 I was given. My limit is 10 I was given. If you given 20 means 20 limit. If you giving 500 means 500 limit. Like up to 8,000 limit. Up to 8,000 limit you can give it. So here I was get 10 means only 10 characters of name only here also I can store. Okay now. So now, okay, sir, then hello, I try to insert it, then hello is accepted. But in this hello string expression, can you see guys here how many number of characters here? The 5 characters are there. So those 5 characters only it will be storing here and allocating by your system. So here in your expression, how many number of characters are there? Exactly that much memory is going to be allocated here, and more than that memory is never. That means you have no wastage of your memory. So here I was given a hell, so hell is also accepted, but hell purpose 3 bytes of memory. So here I was given a he is also accepted, but he purpose it was taking 2 bytes of memory. So your memory is not wasted here. This is called a dynamic record. So dynamic, how I want to say means, can you see guys here? Here my size is 10. Here my size is 10, but when I inserted this name, size is 5. Here size is 10, but when I inserted this expression, my size is 3. Here size is 10, but when I inserted my expression here, the size is 2. So now tell me, here the 5, here the 3, here the 2, that means size is 10. So that means dynamically your memory changes now. It was changing or not, guys? The memory can be changes or not? Come on. Okay, now. So this is what it was happening, guys. So the difference is here. Okay, but here can you see? Here can you see? In the static nature, can you see guys here? I was given here 10, but here allocation of memory 10 for hello, for he, for heal, for hell, for he. So all over, that is wherever you can see all are 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. That means, is it a static? That means the data sizes cannot change. So how much the user was given here, that much bytes are allocating for each and every expression. For each and every expression. So this is what we called as guys here. Okay. The differences of char and varchar 2. Okay now. So this is what we call. So in this way, the varchar and varchar 2, char and varchar size or varchar of size or max will be working like this. Okay now. So that is the advantage. So that's why mostly in your real-time applications, the people are using what now? Varchar, because memory saving. But char will be using very, very, very rare cases we are using, and which cases I can use character or char data type means. For example, your data is a static. Suppose you feel like that my data is a static, then you can use a char. Then you can use a char. For example, what is the static data? For example, mobile number is there. So mobile number is there. So can you tell me guys here, the mobile number is having how many digits? Yes, 10 digits are there. So the mobile number having 10 digits. So the 10 digits is called as a fixed. So we cannot change that number. The size cannot be, we can change. The 10 digits of fixed size we are using. So in that cases, you can use a char data type because static, we cannot change the data. Okay. At this moment, you can use a char. Okay, right. So, but always in real time, we are not depends on static. Mostly our data is what now? Dynamic. Mostly our data is what now? Dynamic. Okay, now. So that is what we call as guys. Okay, fine. So, and the next one is called as a text data type. So text data type simply, okay, this is same as, I'm simply giving same as, so varchar of max data type. So text data type is also same like this guys here. Okay, if you want to say, so it is also dynamic data type. Okay, now, so dynamic data type, but same as storing characters, same as varchar of max. So why, sir, are you taking varchar of max means? Yeah, the maximum size of text is also 2 GB. So based on the size, the varchar of max size is also 2 GB and text is also maximum 2 GB. So that's why it is called as the same as the varchar of max. Okay, now, so text, it is also storing the characters in non-Unicode manner. Okay, now, right. So these are what we call as guys here non-Unicode, whereas come to Unicode data types. So Unicode data types also same as it is, but only the difference is globalized data. Okay, so let me see. I'm just taking this definitions. Okay, so NCAT. So here I said that N is nothing but national. So now the same thing, the how you can say your character data type same as your NCAT data type also. It is also like a fixed length and storing of Unicode characters, but the difference is what every one character purpose it will take a 2 bytes of memory. It will take a 2 bytes of memory, and your maximum characters are 4,000. So NCAT of size, okay. So how many number of characters it will take means 4,000 characters will be taken. So that means internally the memory allocation, for example, 4,000 characters into each character will take a 2 bytes. That means total, how many bytes of memory guys here? Each character will take a 2 bytes. Then how much bytes here? 4,000 characters into 2 bytes, 8,000 bytes. But here also NCAT, okay, here also fixed length and static. So that means here also I can waste my memory. So to overcome that problem, the people was introducing next one is what n varchar n varchar of size or max. It was introducing here. So again n varchar size or max again see the same as like this. The same as like this. Okay. Now it's also variable length data type, dynamic, and every one character will take a 2 bytes of memory here. So varchar of size here 4,000 characters will take, and varchar n varchar na. So n varchar of size 4,000 characters and n varchar of size max is 2 GB. Remaining all are same here, but the size will be differences. So now, and the next one is called as the n text. Here n text. So n text is also same as guys here. So whatever we discuss in the text. So dynamic data type same as varchar. Okay, but universal characters will be storing. So same as here I can say n varchar of max and 2 GB. So these are what we called as a character data types guys here. Okay, now? And after character data types, the next data type is called as what now? Binary, and one more is called as a special data types. Okay, so first we will see binary data types. So what is binary? Let it come out. Okay, so basically as of now, which type of data we stored means exactly integer format data, the float expressions, the money expressions, and string expressions, date expressions, time expressions we store. But even though sometimes we can store the binary data, we can store. Okay, now binary data we can store. So now here observe. Now here observe. So binary data types are special we are using for guys here. So whenever you want to storing some image, some audio, some video files. Okay, so files, and these files are in the form of which format guys here? Okay, in the form of so 010100100101 format. So 0101010001 format, this is called as what now guys here? Binary format we called. Binary format we called. So that means when the user is going to be uploading image file, uploading audio file, uploading video files, those files are internally your database engine will convert into binary format, and that binary format data storing under your table columns. And who will converting, sir, means automatically your database engine will be convert. So your user no need to write any conversion code. So when you just uploading your image, uploading your audio, uploading your video from an application, so automatically those are converting by database engine and storing the data in the format of binary category. Okay, now in that way, this binary data types are using. And now this is also having the three types of here. So one is called as a binary of size. First one is called as a binary of size. And the second one is called as a var binary of size or max. Okay, now, and third one is called as a image. The third one is called as a image. Okay, now, so here also differences what, sir? So same differences here, come out and see. Binary of size. Okay, so storing image, audio, video files, commonly it will store, but this is also called as a fixed length data type, guys. Here. This is also called as a fixed length data type, and the maximum size is 8,000 bytes. Okay, now this is what. But here also, this is we called as a fixed length, means the problem again, memory wastage. So that's why to avoid that problem, the people introducing var binary, the people are introducing. Var binary is called as it is a dynamic nature. So it's called as a variable length data type or dynamic nature we call. Okay, then after, okay. So now it is also we're having here. So var binary. Okay, if I'm using var binary of size, if I'm using size, then maximum size is 8,000 bytes. Maximum size is 8,000 bytes. Okay, but when I'm passing var binary of max keyword, when I'm using guys here, then it was taking up to 2 GB. Okay, now, so now binary data up to 2 GB. And the next one is called as image. The next data type is called as what now? Image. So image is same as, okay, simply I can say it's the same as a var binary of a max data type. Okay, because of reason your image is also 2 GB data and it is also dynamic data type, just like your var binary. Okay, now, right. So this is what we call it. But here one note point, can you observe guys here? The note point is what now? So previously text, okay, comma, end text, comma, image. So these are the old versions we called. That means old data types we called. So in the latest versions, okay, in place of text, we are using so varchar of max. In place of end text, we are using n varchar of max. In place of image, we are using var binary of max in the latest versions. So it will be converting. So text places nowadays in the latest version SQL Server applications, text place we are using varchar of max. End text place we are using n varchar of max. Image place the people are using var binary of max. So this is the new data types we call. Okay, in the latest versions, it will be using like this. Okay, right. So these are binary we called, and the last one is called as a special type of data types. So these are also we are discussing, and okay, in special categories also the most happenly we are using few data types here, guys. Here most happenly. So in this first one is called as a SQL underscore variant. Okay, SQL underscore variant. This is one data type. The next one is used for XML data type. Next one we are using for cursor data type, and next one is using for table. Okay, now so these are the what we can call as. So very often I'm using these data types now. So let me come out here SQL variant. So SQL variant simply we can say, guys, here it is also dynamic nature. Okay, now so and it will be stored all data types data. All data types data. That means what integer data I can store, like a string data I can store, like a decimal data I can store, like a money data I can store, like a binary data I can store, like a date data I can store, like I can store time also. So your SQL server, whatever the data types are supported here, all data types data I can store it. All data types data I can store it here. Okay, now and this max size is okay. So 8,000. Okay, 8016 is a max bytes of this data type, and its advantage is what now? All types of data you can store, all types of data in one single column, all types of data in one single column. So there you can use a SQL variant. And next one is called as XML. So XML, this is called as a storing, okay, .xml data files. Okay, so XML data, you know now, like a root, okay, root under parent, parent under children's, yes or no? So hierarchy. So that kind of XML data or XML files are there nowadays. So the kind of XML files data I can store it here. And these files I can store up to 2 GB file I can store it, guys, here. So XML file data up to I can store here 2 GB maximum I can store it. And this is also okay, so dynamic nature. Okay, now right. And the next one is called as a cursor. Cursor is called as it is one reference type of data type, guys. Here it is one of the reference type. Okay, it is a reference data type. And especially this data type, when we want to use, means we are going to be using, okay, when we declared using two declared cursor variables. Okay, declared cursor variables. So in this case, what it was happening means whenever you want to declaring your cursor variable, what it was happening, guys, here. Okay, so now it will be taken when you allocating the cursor variable internally, some memory is going to be allocated here. And in this memory, I can save my, okay, table information. But how, what it is, how to create that all I will discuss with you. In the cursors concept is there in our TSQL language, in advanced SQL language. So in advanced SQL language, this is one of the major concept. So in that, at that moment, I will explain to you what is the reference data type, what it will do it. Okay, but here just remember it is one of the reference data type used to declaring cursor variable. Okay, that's what. So now next one is called as a table. The table data type is called, okay, it will be stored, okay, the rows, collection of rows and columns information, rows and columns information, we can store it here. Okay, so that means the after table is created. So we created yesterday, I was stop it here, create a table name. So whenever you want to create a table, definitely we need to create a table with some specific rows and columns. Okay, and those rows and columns result set, the result set once query execution data storage after whatever the result was there, the storage of rows and columns, that information will be keeping under table data type. Okay, now so this is what we called as here in place of here what now result, okay, set. Okay, right. So this is what we called as some special category of data types. Okay, so these are the data types, and this little bit knowledge, if you have it, then you can happily go to create your table. And where we stopped here in the last, yes, we've stopped here, how to create a new table in MyDB 6 PM. So create table name, and I was given, but I didn't start it how to create. So now we know how to give my column names as per my wish, and later data types. So which type of data are you storing in the column? That related data type you can use. Okay, so now we have an idea on data types, then you can go to create your table. Okay, now, so this is what it was going to be happen now. Okay, so this data type knowledge understanding. So this is after that, after sharing these notes, once you just also read all one by one. Okay, and I will start it to creating tables in tomorrow's session, guys. Okay, now, so I stop it here today. Started from tomorrow onwards, how to design tables and how these data types I'm using at the time of designing tables, yes or no? And later, whatever the operations we have it here, like DDL operations, DML operations, DQL. So these all we will be discussed one by one. Okay, now, right, yes. So thank you so much, and I stop it, and tomorrow we will continue. Okay, and right, and as usual, if any doubts are there, you can stay here. No doubts, you can log out.